Okay, I am at the Catholic Marketing Network, and I have actually gotten out of my chair and had a chance to wander around, which has not been possible. And I am with Julia Miller of FreshRosary.com, and I got to tell you, I saw these rosaries of flowers, and I was absolutely blown away. Where did you get the? I mean, and it looks like such an obvious idea. Where did you get the idea for this?
Peter, this idea was born out of necessity because I had made a purchasing error. I bought roses that were too large for the pre-assembled rosary kit that I wanted to try to make. And then I agonized over how to put this together. And I sent a quick prayer up to heaven to the woman who was supposed to receive this rosary because her daughter was on the way to pick it up. And I said, Barbara, if you want this rosary for your funeral, you have got to help me. And I instantly heard this voice from heaven say, well, I would wire it. I knew what she meant. I cut the roses apart and put them on these, kind of shish kebabbed them, and it was put together in 20 minutes. But they would have been normally on a little tiny clamp, each one, with the wire that was already there. It didn't work. But then this rosary came out to be 8 feet long. I had never seen anything so huge. That was 7 years ago, and God's been tapping me on the shoulder ever since, like, when are you going to start making these full-time? I had to retire from my wedding flower business, and here we are.
Now these, I mean, this is just absolutely incredible. I mean, I'm picturing the Madonna della Cava Festival in Fitchburg, which is coming up in a couple of weeks, with a rosary like this. What does a rosary like this go for?
So these retail for $350, including the expedited shipping via FedEx.
And it's just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, for festivals, for special events. And how long does something like this last?
These have been hanging on the wall since Wednesday morning, so it's Friday now. If they are kept cool and not abused, like any fresh produce item, they'll look good for about 5 days.
Now, I gotta ask you. I mean, people. I walked by and I was, wow. Has this been what's been happening? People walk by and they're, wow.
The most typical reaction people have is, they're not real. Are those real? And we say, yes, they're real. You can touch them. You can smell them. But people haven't. They're not used to seeing rosaries out of fresh roses that are this massive.
Now, when the roses, obviously they'll get old and die. Do you keep them still in the beads? Do you take the chain out? Can you recycle the chain for a new rosary for a new event, for example, or anything like that?
You could do that. Sometimes people will send the stuff back to me. I don't ask for it. But back to Barbara, her family took that rosary and they hung it up on the wall and it dried in place. And it's been there for 7 years.
So yeah, so if it dries in place, you'll have a permanent dried rosary that won't go fast. So that is just the cool. I'm sorry, this is just the coolest thing. Just to give you an idea, here's my hand, and these are the roses, and that is just. I cannot adequately express it. How cool this is. And this is the single decade one.
This is the 1 decade size, and this is the shipping box that it would come in.
And how much is a 1 decade rosary?
So these retail for $125, also including the FedEx.
I mean, this is just so cool. I'm sorry, I have not seen anything as cool as this.
Thank you so
around.
much.
I just think it's great. And if people want to find out more, if they want to order them, and again, I can think of for the processions and such. Oh, priest nearby hat comes off. Right. So where do we go on? Is it FreshRosary.com?
Yes, FreshRosary.com.
And where are you located? Where in the States?
I'm in Western Washington State.
So that's a long way away.
So near Tacoma. But I have overnighted these for a birthday, 75-year-old woman's birthday in Connecticut. She called up her daughter and raved about it for an hour.
I can imagine.
Across the country in a day.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and it is just. I mean, I'm trying to make sure I use clean words because I'm so impressed. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for the inspiration, if it's that inspiring to me, I can't imagine how inspiring this has got to be for someone in a procession or something.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.